All right. Okay. Hello. Oh my goodness. Welcome to, sorry, I'm just knocking things everywhere. I need to have my legs crossed. It's a thing. Welcome to your November group session. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have so much to say today. So if you haven't already listened to the training on ascension symptoms, please go back and listen to that either before this or after this. It doesn't matter, but we are going to talk about it. So ironically enough, I pulled a couple cards that I thought were just for myself a bit ago, okay? I haven't really looked at them. I was like, no, I'm not ready to look at this. The cards were Storm Wisdom and Rest. And I was like, okay, great. This feels really Tower-esque to me. If you're into tarot, like there's a storm coming, there's a storm brewing, and you're gonna need to rest. And I was like, ugh, no. So I set it aside. Regardless, we're coming back to it today. I'm going to read you the Storm Wisdom card, but it also gave me this big aha moment today of if you guys have been following, there has been some energetic shit happening, okay? There has been like a geomagnetic storm and solar flares. I don't know how accurate this was or not, but there was like a little hole that burned in the sun. Who knows what's actually true and what's not on the internet these days. But regardless, there were like solar flares happening, okay? And solar flares do cool things to the earth, right? Like it makes the aurora borealis really bright and beautiful, but it also fucks with our satellites and our cell towers and like our communications and like our technology. But these solar flares also affect the Schumann resonance of the earth. So if you're not familiar with this, this is the frequency of the earth. So what happens is we get these spikes in frequency that happen to the literal earth that raise the frequency of the planet. Super cool. Sometimes we go through like spikes in it. Sometimes we go through like blackouts. Blackouts can often cause people to really like turn inward. We really need that rest. I haven't really been following it super closely, but I know that when these solar flares happen, it spikes up like we have like frequency spikes, okay? So what this can look like is also adding to those ascension symptoms. So, like if you're doing your own inner healing work, which if you're here, you are at some capacity doing your own inner work, you're raising your frequency. When the planet also adds to this and the frequency of the planet rises, what happens to humans? We either rise to match or we resist, right? And like there's no judgment either way. It's whether or not your human is ready to do that work to meet that frequency, right? So, like, sometimes we shoot up with those, sometimes we don't. It takes us on our own little roller coaster, but no matter what, it always brings up or like illuminates shadows within us, right? It's the same as like when we get super triggered by something, it's showing us something that we need to work through. Something that I'm noticing in myself and even collectively as I talk to more and more people about this is with this one in particular, it's making things really clear that we don't want. Okay, so like I know exactly what I don't want any longer in this season. I know how I do not want to show up. I know how I don't want to feel. I know what I don't want things in the future to look like. And then this little bit of discomfort that's left with that is not really fully knowing exactly what it is that I do want. So when we go through phases like this, it's really important to really anchor back into, again, as I always preach to, how you want to feel, right? Because when we can't really see the full picture yet, which in phases like this, in seasons like this, we often can't, right? We're a little bit in the dark, we're walking through the fog, it's super uncomfortable. All we can really do is honor our physical needs, our mental, emotional, spiritual needs, take care of ourselves. Again, that rest, which is something that I talked about huge in that training. And again, I'm giggling about because it was also the card that I pulled with this of like, oh, a storm is coming and you're going to need to rest. But it's also like that wisdom from the storm, right? So also allowing yourself to see how much wisdom you can gain from even just being able to acknowledge what no longer serves you, what you don't want. And I know that it's hard because so much of the time it's like, okay, well, what do I want? What do you want? Right? And like so much of society is, what do you want? What do you want? And you need to know what you want. However, you can gain so much clarity and aha moments from realizing that something you thought you wanted, you actually don't want anymore. Or maybe you never really wanted it at all, but you thought that it was something that you should want, or that you needed to want, or that you needed to go after. So letting yourself have the space to just honor that as it comes up, even noting it down, journaling about it if you want to, and allowing yourself to just acknowledge, like, I don't want this anymore. And just allowing yourself to sit in the discomfort of really just tuning into little things that it is that you do want, and maybe even keeping a journal. Like when you're moving about your day and you see something that even somebody else has that you're like, yeah, I want that. Write it down. But most importantly, get clear on why you want that, right? So that you don't end up here again with sifting through all the things that you thought you wanted and you don't. Why do you want that? How does that thing make you feel? Or just simply tuning in to how you know you want to feel, right? Because knowing how you want to feel is so much more important than wanting things, right? And like we talk about this even in like in the Inferno training too, right? About money energetics of like so many people think they want money. If I just had big amounts of money, everything would be fine. But like why? What is the core feeling behind that? And usually it's feeling of security or freedom or safety. And like what other things bring those feelings to the table, right? So just allowing yourself to explore, and most importantly through this, allowing yourself to rest. Because, like I said in that video, it takes so much out of us physically to go through these big energetic upgrades, and our body needs time to catch up. So, if you're not giving your body the time and the space to catch up, you're resisting allowing that up level, allowing that frequency upgrade. So when you reframe it like that, you literally are able to look at it as like, oh, I'm holding myself back here. I'm actually not allowing myself to raise my frequency because my frequency is raised, but I'm not letting it land in my body. I'm not letting my body catch up. So honoring yourself and your needs as much as you can in that season, like getting outside if you need to, or even just like walking around the house barefoot, just that you're like feeling the floor beneath your feet, really focusing on grounding and hydrating and just taking care of your basic needs. Okay, I want to read the Storm Wisdom card to you. It is long, and we're going to do the invocation that comes along with it. So, take a couple deep breaths, big releasing exhales or sighs. Let's actually just do our little blessing to open things off after I just chatted your ear off for like 7.5 minutes. Take a couple nice deep breaths, ground into the body, the breath in this present moment as best as you can. We ask for a blessing for all the Reiki masters who have come before us and all the ancestors who have walked this earth before us. We invite in the protection and support of any angels, saints, spirits, guides, past loved ones, or any energies by any other names that are aligned with divine love and light and are of the greatest and highest good to support all those who are present today. We allow ourselves to feel deeply into gratitude for the support and loving energy, allowing whatever is most optimal today to take place within the body, within the mind, and within the spirit. Blessed be. Taking a nice deep breath in, big releasing exhale or sigh out, feeling the full weight of your body on the chair, and fluttering your eyes back open when you're ready. Or you can keep them closed to listen to this Storm Wisdom card if you'd like. We bring you the gift of Storm Wisdom. This is the fierce cleansing nature of divine compassion made manifest in the world. Storm Wisdom thrills the spirit, for it understands that so much benefit and liberation will come from the process. Yet the mind may quake at the prospect of such little control over how your life events are unfolding for a time. What is happening during an experience of Storm Wisdom is that anything that has become stagnant or obstructing to your spiritual growth will be uprooted. You may find that the divine storm of transformation powering through your life creates a feeling of upheaval, creative chaos, uncertainty, and excitement. You may feel simultaneously liberated and exhilarated, whilst also wondering if everything is going to be okay. You must remember that you will only be asked to give up something in order to receive that of which is far more beautiful and supportive of your sacred life journey. You must also remember that the cleansing power of the storm will revitalize you, bring you fresh energy and perspective, and take forward in your journey, and is a divine blessing which will only bring good into your life. Whilst the mind often wants to hold on and maintain the status quo, fearing change, the soul thrills at the prospect of joy, happiness, and fulfillment that growth brings. It is so devoted to the manifestation of divine love in the world that it is willing to go through growing pains to bring the inspiring, vitalizing life of the spirit into the beautiful form of the body. The soul knows that temporary discomfort can bring tremendous gains for the spiritual path and ultimately far greater joy and pleasure in life for the body too. The mind may need reassurance from the heart that all will be well during times of great change, and the wild blessing of storm wisdom is one such time. Perhaps you have already felt a sense of discontent or restlessness in your body, mind, or soul, feeling that a change is needed, even if you aren't sure what that might be yet. Or perhaps you are feeling that your life has finally settled down and you are quite happy for it to remain as it is for years to come. No matter whether you are in the midst of a storm of change already, just recovering from it, or waiting for it to move its cleansing grace through your life, know this. Storm wisdom is love in action. It is not going to harm you, and you do not need to fear it. It is going to cleanse you on all levels and allow for more life, vitality, purpose, and passion to enter your world. You will love the outcome that eventually manifests for you as the blessings take shape. You will need to reassure yourself that even amongst great change, whether that be something more internal or shows up as big external changes in your life, it is safe to trust life. When the Oracle of Storm Wisdom comes to you, there is a special message for you. If you are already in the midst of transformational change, perhaps that which is deeply challenging, and you cannot see any end in sight, or are worried that the changes are going to be devastating, have faith. The storm is wild, yes, but it is filled with grace. You are being helped. You shall come through this, and the reason the storm was needed in your life is because a gentler method would not have been sufficient to free you. Divine intervention and protection, liberation and purpose is behind the storm raging through your life. It is love that moves you. Go with it. Do not resist. If you feel emotional as you read these words or hear these words, you are recognizing truth. Trust in the responses of your feelings and know that all will be well, according to compassionate higher wisdom. If you do not yet see the storm in your life, do not be afraid. This oracle can indicate a time when there is much movement after a period of stagnancy where nothing seems to be moving forward. It's the burst of fresh air and life that increases your vitality and inspires you, whipping you up in a loving whirlwind of new opportunity, connection, and love. There are those minds that fear the storms of life because they don't trust in the benevolence of the universe and how much they are actually loved. Then there are those that trust life and feel loved. They are the ones that stand head tilted up, arms flung open wide, yelling, "Woohoo!" as the rain pours down and the winds howl and fresh cold air cleanses body, mind, and soul. Be the lover of life who boldly receives love's grace now. Let change be a welcome gift of love's eternal grace, for that is what it is in truth. Okay. Allow yourself a moment to sit with that. I'm excited to hear how this resonates for each and every one of you in the portal. But we are going to do the invocation now. So close your eyes, take a couple nice deep breaths. You can choose to have your palms open. You can choose to have a hand on your heart, both hands on your heart, one on your heart, one on your womb space, whatever feels good for you, okay? Just close your eyes, take a couple nice deep breaths, letting go of or setting aside any thoughts or worries from the outside world. Just allowing yourself to be fully grounded and present in the body and the breath. Opening your heart and your mind to welcome in this storm wisdom now. I call upon all of those who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing gift of storm wisdom. May I open my heart and mind to the wild cleansing grace of divine power now. May fresh life, opportunity, and connection flow into my world, shifting me out of doubt and complacency and into exhilarating, inspired, and passionate purpose. May my energy be uplifted by this creative grace. May trust and love empower all beings to accept, enjoy, and flourish through the grace of change in their lives. May all beings be happy and free. Through my own free will and divine mercy, so be it. I choose of my own free will to accept the healing grace of storm wisdom in my life. May the divine bless me with unconditional grace of transformation. Through my own free will, so be it. May divine love bring the merciful grace of storm wisdom to those that can benefit from its cleansing and enlivening power. May wisdom serve love with compassion always. May every being be assisted on their divine path of fulfillment. According to divine compassion, so be it. Now, in your mind or aloud, repeating this following affirmation 3 times. I dwell in the peaceful center at the eye of the storm. As divine wisdom rushes through my life with fierce cleansing compassion, liberating me into my most loving, joyful life journey. Again, I dwell in the peaceful center at the eye of the storm. As divine wisdom rushes through my life with fierce cleansing compassion, liberating me into my most loving, joyful life journey. Last time. I dwell in the peaceful center at the eye of the storm. As divine wisdom rushes through my life with fierce cleansing compassion, liberating me into my most loving, joyful life journey. So be it. Allowing yourself a moment to feel as this energy grounds down from the crown of your head, down through each of your energy centers or chakras, moving down your spine, out through the bottom of your tailbone, and as it grounds and anchors into every cell, every fiber, and every layer of your being now. Mara, Mara, Mara. Allowing yourself to feel deeply into gratitude for taking this time to receive today. For showing up with an open heart and an open mind. And sending gratitude out to all of the energies that help support this blessing and healing today as well. It is done, it is done, it is done. And so it is. And fluttering your eyes back open when you're ready. And of course, I invite you to feel into how this is showing up for you in your life. Maybe you are in the eye of the storm right now. Maybe you're already on the other side. The storm has come through and you're trying to collect yourself and really just settle. Maybe you are at the beginning and you're in that wild transition and you're like, what the fuck is happening? And like I said at the beginning of this is just so fitting for everything that is going on right now. So many people are in this transitional phase that looks so different for every one of us, right? And then also with the winds changing, the season changing, and even like the geostorm and everything happening, it's just so perfectly divine for this message to come through. It's been staring at me for so long, and finally I was like, it's for today. Because yes, it has been for me, but now it is finally time for me to also share this with you. And really allowing yourself to tune into rest, right? And not just that physical rest, but that mental rest, right? Giving yourself the permission and the space to not always trying to figure everything out. Because you are not going to be able to force an outcome or force an answer or figure it all out. And you're not meant to figure it all out yet if you don't have all the pieces. Let yourself rest. Let yourself be. Let yourself take things 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, and let the pieces fall into place as they are meant to. And then act as needed once you have those pieces in front of you. So much fucking love to you, babes. Thank you for joining me today. Ugh, I love you so much. Virtually hugging you. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I can't wait to hear how this resonates with you in the portal. Talk to you next time.